Hey, Metal Maniacs, this is Gary Wayne of NIMROD, and you are thrashing it up on Metal Meltdown on Metal Messiah Radio with Dave Softee. Happy holidays, and thank you.
Mortality of the sea. This is death for you and me. Mortality of the sea. This no longer can be. Contaminate the food that we ate. Children suffer the years of decay. Eliminate, find a better way, or in the end we all will burn. Outside, toxic life, chemicals, looking in the ocean, blood rain. There we are, rain down, lose all the ocean. Mortality of the sea. This is death for you and me. Mortality of the sea. This no longer cannot be. A putrid stench of death shows my breath and love. The foul bacteria breathes and doesn't care. The shores are filled with the dead. Why are you so blind to see? This is reality. The colony's growing out of control. Red death, cause there's a whole damn thing. Corporations, they don't give a shit, cause nothing in this world is fucking free. Outside, toxic life, chemicals, looking in the ocean, blood rain. There we are, right down, lose all the ocean. Mortality of the sea. This is death for you and me. Mortality of the sea. This no longer cannot be. Mortality of the sea. You're bringing on the evil. Inside of me.
Are you ready, Metal Maniacs? Here we go. Please help me welcome to Metal Messiah Radio. Hailing from Santiago, Chile, one of the pioneers of South American and Chilean metal from thrash band NIMROD, here to talk about their latest album, Legacy of the Dead, released December 1st, 2023 through Metalapolis Records, based in Germany. Joining us from Fort Wayne, Indiana, the voice of NIMROD, Mr. Gary Wayne.
Hello, how we doing, man?
Welcome to the Metal Meltdown, Gary. Thank you for this opportunity.
Nope.
I never had a chance to tell you, but Gods of War and Chaos was a totally kick-ass offering in 2017. Yeah. I was very impressed with your vocal style.
Thank you. Yeah, I did. Kind of was all over the place, kind of like this album too. I like to I got a lot of different voices to use, so I like to kind of mix it up there.
Yeah, and I have checked out your new CD, of course, Legacy of the Dead. It's another kick-ass, outstanding thrash offering. And, congratulations on that. And I like to take time to just mention the rest of the NIMROD lineup. We have Fernando Gonzalez on bass. You have Chris Ira, of course, the founding member, on guitar. And you have Mauricio Monardes on drums. And, of course, you on vocals. Yes. And I like to talk about or I like to mention, I realized that you have a loss in the history of the band back in 2021. I guess one of the original vocalists, Eric Morales, passed away. So I want to give my sincere condolences.
Yes.
To everyone in NIMROD for that. I wasn't aware about that till I started to organize this interview. So I didn't know about that.
Yeah, and I actually met him at a Warriors of Metal festival here in the United States. It's been many, many years ago. I was with another band, and his band played and our band played, and we ended up having a really good time that night. It was lots of good bands there, but yeah, that's when I first met him. It's a small world, you know.
Yeah, I do remember during COVID, NIMROD was recording from everybody's own home, where you were doing vocals as well as Eric at the same time, and the sound was pretty incredible. It was working. I was pretty impressed with that. Yeah. So, yeah, sorry for the loss, and but thank you for staying with the band and continuing on with the music.
Yes.
And let's talk about the making of A Legacy of the Dead. I see that it was mixed at Ghost Machine Studios in London.
That is correct. And he did our first album also.
Okay. Yeah. That's interesting. Okay. Who was responsible for the production, the recording, the mixing, the mastering?
That's all handled by Chris. And he does a lot of that stuff, you know, with Darren over there in London. Our first album, we had Bill Matoyer from, he's a really famous guy. He's did like a million different bands, but Slayer, you know, all the big bands back in the day.
Yes.
But he did, you know, mastered and did all that on the first album. This one was more handled by Chris. Chris had more his hands in there.
Right. And of course, the recording process is a very interesting story because the band is in Chile while you are here in the USA. So I'm sure that you have to record your parts separately and then everything is put together. Please talk about this process and the writing process.
Well, you know, we basically did the same thing as our first album, but, you know, I'll come up with some topics or Chris will have some topics and we kind of collaborate on that. And then, basically he gives me free reign to kind of write whatever, you know. Sometimes, like on our first album, he had some ideas for some stuff. So he sent me some lyrics and I added my stuff to it. And then, we send the, you know, free demo tracks back and forth to each other until we get what we achieve that we like both, you know. So that's kind of how that works. But we just, you know, go through a bunch of different topics and different stuff that's going on. That Legacy of the Dead was a lot more about a lot of stuff going on. You know, we were during COVID for a lot of that, and it was, you know, lots of crazy stuff going on. So we wanted to write about some of that, and there's all kinds of stuff in there though. So yeah, basically he'll send me the demo tracks with nothing on them. I have free reign. I write whatever I want. Send it back to him. You know, he kind of goes through it, sees what he likes, says, "Hey, maybe try this, try that." It's pretty fairly easy. And now since this is our second album, it's just getting easier and easier.
That's excellent. And I noticed that there's a couple of bonus tracks featuring a cover of Rainbows, or not, is it Rainbow? Black Sabbath, actually. Black Sabbath's Neon Nights with former Rainbow vocalists, amongst others, Ronnie Romero on vocals. Yep. And also there's a Merciless Fate cover by legendary Dark Angel vocalist.
Yes.
So that's a pretty special thing you have going on there. And
the cover. And then
sorry,
real quick. They also have one other song on there with their local guy there, Leo. He's in the credits there too, called The Message. It's number 10. So that's kind of like another guest track because he does all the shows, you know, I can't do since they're all located in Chile. So he's still a big part of the band too, but Leo's also a guest vocalist on that song. I
see. Leonardo Caballero.
That is correct, yes.
Right. I noticed on the some pictures I have for the promotion of this album, sometimes it's the 4 of you, sometimes it's the 5 of you. So the 5th one is Leonardo. Yeah, I got you.
Yep.
Yeah.
And like I said, he's their local guy. he does all their shows there locally and stuff like that, which works out good. I can't go flying back and forth all the time unless we're going on tour or something, which we have plans for, hopefully, but here soon, but we'll see.
Yeah, we'll get to that in a little bit, because it would be great to bring NIMROD to the USA. You're already here.
Yes. Yep.
Right?
Yep.
Right.
That's in the works too.
Yeah, that's good news. And let's talk about the album cover. It's quite legendary. It has that I almost like a power metal type of feel to it, but I find it very, very colorful, and I'd like to know more about it. Who designed it?
I don't really know.
It's okay.
That was all handled from Chris. I think maybe he worked with somebody and they came up with the concept, for that. Like I said, Chris did a lot of the work on almost everything on here,
That's expected, though. It's his baby, so that's why.
That artwork is amazing. That's for sure. It's really cool. It's gonna look great on a T-shirt too.
Oh yeah, which leads me to the next question. It's about merch, because that's the best way in this day and age for any fan of NIMROD to support the band, by getting merch. And I do have 3 links. I have your Facebook.com NIMROD Metal Band. I have also another Facebook.com NIMROD1, spelled out 1. And then you have your website, NIMRODmetal.com. Yeah. Yep. Where would be the best place for a fan to look to get merch?
So, all those that you just mentioned too. If you hit, NIMROD's Facebook page up, we'll hit you up. Also, or get back with you. Also, my page too, and we got links out there. If you hit on any of those links, you could go to Amazon. Depending on a lot of stuff nowadays, people are old school like me. They want a physical copy, But there's a lot of people who like the digital stuff. So we're on all those platforms too, like Spotify, YouTube Music, Amazon. You can get a digital copy. Also, like I said, you can at Amazon, you can also get, the CDs too there. And
it's also available in vinyl, right?
Yep, that is getting printed. I'm not sure when the release on that's going to be, but we'll blow it up on the internet and let everybody know that, hey, we're going to have vinyl also.
Excellent. We'll help spread the word on that.
And here in the United States, if you want something shipped without having to pay, the extra cost, stuff like that with certain CDs and stuff, I will have some copies also. And then I also have a distributor here in Ohio that's going to have some, called Last Man Standing.
That's good to know. Yeah, so should the fans hit you up on your personal page, Gary Wayne?
Yep. Hit me up on there. I'll be having those for sale, and then that way it'll make it a little easier to get to people quicker, and that also.
Okay, that's cool.
And like I said, and if you just want digital, there's all kinds of those platforms there too.
That's great. And what merch do you currently have available for the fans?
Well, since we just got this released, we have that going on. But I know he already sent off shirts. So shirts are getting made. The vinyls are getting made. But sometimes there's a waiting list on the vinyls.
Vinyls can be very expensive, and it does take a long time.
It can be, but we're definitely getting that done because a lot of people dig vinyl stuff too, So.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And then the shirts, I'm sure they're going to be, pretty very easy to get also too. They'll probably be at the same platforms that we have now available to order the CDs. And once those details get back from Chris, those will be posted, on my page, Chris's page. And we'll be blowing it up there for people to come and get what they want.
That's good news. Looking forward to what you have available in the near future. Mm-hmm. And you touched upon, we just touched upon some possibilities of shows. Do you have anything lined up that we could spread the word on? Are there any plans? No?
Not yet. So we just got this album done, released that. Now we're working, going into the New Year's after the holidays. We're starting to think about some big, maybe shows in Chile, maybe some tours. We're trying to get over to Europe too. We'll see what happens. And then of course I'd like for Chris and the guys to come here to, USA, because I have a lot of different places and contacts here for all of us to play.
Right. If you do touring in Europe and South America, will you be joining them?
Oh yes, definitely.
That's good news. But as a backup, you have Leonardo.
Yep. Which yeah, and like I said, like I don't think he's going to be going out on the road or anything like that, but I will be going to all that stuff.
That's good. That's really good. What about a CD release party? Did you have anything set up for that?
Well, no, we just, since we're kind of all stretched out everywhere, we just kind of did the online thing. We made some videos and, we're still working on that. We have one video out now. We have another one that's out too, going to be out. And then I'm sure we'll probably have another one or two. So we're having that going on and just, letting people know, hey, this kind of an online CD release for now. And then, whenever we start getting some shows booked, those are definitely going to be CD release, right there.
Excellent. Yeah. Like we're right in sync. Every time you say something, it's leading me to my next question that I already have planned. So you're doing a great job on that. Talking about videos, Nimrod's YouTube channel, I did notice a couple of videos. One was for the official lyric video, Morality of the Sea. Great song, by the way. It's a really great song. And then, as I mentioned, the Black Sabbath Neon Nights cover is also on there. And is there a plan for any more musical or lyric videos?
Yeah, we have another one. We have one for Legacy of the Dead.
Okay, great. Could we talk about Morality of the Sea? Whose idea was this lyric video? Who was responsible for it?
That was all Chris ended up having some guy, do that with there in Chile. Those guys ended up doing that. And basically they just followed a lot of the topics that I was discussing through my lyrics. Yeah.
It's very important for a band that can't do shows very conveniently to have these videos. I know some bands, they're very much into doing the live gigs and they don't want to bother with videos. But I think for the promotion of a brand new release, you need to have those videos.
Yeah, and then, the topics are really cool. And lyric videos, I always love those because then you can kind of read along and get in depth with what the song's actually about. You can determine it whatever way you want, but still, it's kind of nice to know the words and stuff.
Yeah, so fans can expect at some point some news about live gigs and a new video coming out. So the fans will be happy to know there is more to be done by Nimrod.
Yes, like I said, we got shows coming up. We got more videos. We got some more merch coming, and that's all coming in the next few months. So we're working on that and getting stuff in the line there.
And it sounds like you work very hard, like you work very long hours. I get the feeling of that from talking with you or chatting with you on Facebook. Can you tell us what you do when you're not doing the band? What keeps you busy?
Well, I mean, I have a regular job, but I also play in multiple other bands too. I mean, I've been in a cover band here in Fort Wayne for about 14 years now.
Nice.
So and that's really cool, fun stuff. It's local. We kind of do some traveling, but it's good money, little extra pocket change, and it's all 80s, like hard rock stuff. So
I see.
It keeps my chops up.
And what's the name of that band?
Cougar Hunter.
Cougar Hunter, yeah. And what kind of bands do you cover? You said from the 80s, but what?
We do Motley Crue, Slaughter, Journey, Poison, Skid Row, just strictly Warrant Rat, strictly 80s.
I see. I got you.
That 80s.
That borderline hair metal stuff.
Yep, hair metal stuff.
Got you. And what other bands are you associated with?
I got a new band here in town that we're just getting out there, very brand new. So that's kind of work in progress. I don't have a lot of details yet, but that'll be for so I always like to have an original band here in town that I do shows with, and then I got my cover band, and then I also have Nimrod, of course. So I like to have multiple stuff. I like to stay very busy.
That's a good thing. Keep your voice going, right?
So yeah, and it works out good. But yeah, that band's just a metal, classic rock, punk. It's got like a mix of everything, which is really cool. And then, earlier in the year, I was in a band called Zakara, which was more power metal. Like my vocals were like King Diamond mixed with Judas Priest and thrash. So it was like a mix of those three.
Like a high pitched voice.
Oh yeah, but it also had a lot of thrash stuff going on too. Just really insane shredding guitars, and that band, we did a bunch of like national opening slots here in the Midwest. And that went good, but then logistics kind of got in the way of that a little bit with one of the members, so that's on hold for now. But I was staying busy, work, married, kids. My wife loves it.
yeah, right. But getting back to your original band, what's the name of the band?
The original band here in town?
Yeah, the one that you were just talking about.
Society of the Damned.
Society of the Damned, that's a good name. And are you looking to release music at some point?
We've got like 12 after tonight. It'll be 13 free demo tracks. We write like crazy. We write like 1 to 2 songs per week, so we're just constantly writing. We like to stockpile, narrow them down to a bunch, and then I'm already starting to book stuff here locally for that band. So
that's good. That's good. Well, I want to put it out there when you do have that music out, if it
and I
becomes
don't
available.
Even have a web page. I don't have anything set up. Like it's brand spanking new.
Right. I got you. But when it is ready to be talked about, I'd like to have you come back on the show. We could spread the word on that for you.
Most definitely, that'd be great.
Yeah, sure. And is there anything that you would like to say to your fans that are tuning in at this time? If you want to talk about the NIMROD fans and your personal fans, it doesn't matter. If there's anything that you'd like to say to anybody, feel free.
Yeah, I appreciate the support, for us in NIMROD, and go out and get the CD, check it out. It's really cool stuff. And the other good thing about it is too, there's a lot of different types of song structures going on throughout the album. It's kind of takes you on a musical journey because there's hard stuff, there's more melodic stuff. There's just a lot of good, music on that album, so we appreciate it. And then we also have our first album, just pretty much a slamming thrash metal on the first one too, Gods of War, Chaos.
Yeah.
But
absolutely.
yes, we appreciate everybody, and hopefully we'll be able to get face to face with some of these people, in the United States and Chile. That's what I'm looking forward to.
Excellent. Yeah, the album, the new album, I have to say, Chris Ira, his shredding is unbelievable. I mean, it's more than thrash. To me, I wouldn't call it doomy, but I'm feeling Black Sabbath through a lot of the music that I'm hearing.
Yeah,
maybe maybe because of the cover tune, maybe that has something to do with it. But it's definitely more than thrash. I always thought NIMROD was more like power thrash. It's more than just thrash, though.
It is, and like, I always let people kind of determine. We've been getting a lot of great reviews from like all over the country and stuff, and different countries and stuff like that. And I've heard all kinds of stuff, and sometimes it kind of blows my mind. I'm like, I didn't think we sounded like that, but it was okay.
Yeah, but I was blown away by Gods of War and Chaos. That was amazing in every way. Musicianship, your vocals, that was like a masterpiece out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And the Legacy of the Dead is following with that. But I noticed that your voice has changed a bit.
Yep. We wanted to change it up a little bit and kind of throw in. So like I did. I always have so many different vocal styles that I use, but with the second album, we had our straightforward, just thrash right in your face and a little bit of falsetto here and there. But then we wanted to go a little more melodic route. Maybe a little bit of power metal mixed in there with that. And just, like I said, put you on a musical journey where everything's not blasting right in your face, but then everything's not putting you to sleep either. It's just, there's all kinds of different, musical journey type stuff going on where, you want something fast, there's fast. You want something slower, there's slow. There's a lot of head bobbing stuff on there too. And our first album was kind of like that too. We had a good mix going on with that one too. But yeah, we wanted to mix it up just a little bit more, push our boundaries.
I'd like to talk about a couple of things if you're willing to talk about it. One thing is what led you, how it all happened, how you and NIMROD joined to record that first album that you did, and it was BC, and now it's no longer BC. What made the change? Why did Chris decide to drop the BC?
Okay. Well, so first of all, with your first question, my distribution company that's over in Ohio here, Last Man Standing Records, it was called Generation Metal, but I had distribution with them. He got a hold of me and said, hey, these guys are looking for an American singer. And I was like, yeah, man, because I have a studio set up. I send tracks all over the place to, people all the time. So I was like, yeah, man, send me some of their stuff and I'll throw down and we'll see what happens. So we ended up doing that. He got a hold of Wayne Smith there and then in Defiance, Ohio. And then he got a hold of me and we just hit it off. It's weird, even though he's all the way in Santiago, Chile, we kind of can read each other's mind on a lot of stuff. And it's like, we know where we're going, especially now through the second album.
That makes for a great partnership when you have that kind of.
It is.
Camaraderie.
Yeah, it is. And, so that's how it happened. The first album was very easy to write too. We just thrash, right? In your face type stuff. So we just knocked that one out. It was very easy. And then, this one was even easier. So, and that's how that worked out.
That's great.
Cause like you said, the album prior to that, Eric was on. And that was a little more power metal.
Exactly. He had a higher pitched voice. The sound was incredible too, but it was just different. I mean,
a wider audience, a little bigger audience with the United States and stuff like that too. So
that was Gods of War and Chaos, just an incredible blow away. Like you said, it blew my mind. It was just like definitely one of the top releases of 2017.
And then your second question, with BC, Chris mentioned to me, hey, what are you thinking about the name? I know in America it means something kind of different. There's more of a meaning to the name, in history. If you kind of Google it up, there's more meaning in there. And so we just I was like, well, we could put like BC. I told him maybe let's put BC on there, before Christ or whatever. So that's how that kind of came about. So yes, we used it on the first album, NIMROD BC, before Christ, and then then he just wanted to go back to his roots and just kind of leave it with just the NIMROD, which is fine.
I got you. Yeah, that's pretty much what I thought. But
there's a huge history, with the NIMROD, and stuff like that. If somebody wants to really look into it and stuff.
Sure. But thank you for explaining that. So I just want the fans to understand why. And so you did a good job. Yeah. Thank you for that. And I want to thank you, Gary, for spending time with us today on the Metal Meltdown and Metal Messiah Radio. I think we caught everyone up to speed, but I want to make sure if there's anything else that we could bring to them, any information that you want to get out there, please feel free to say anything that you want.
Okay. Yeah, I hope everybody tunes in and checks out, your broadcast and supports you throughout this year coming up with 2024. Also help support NIMROD, buy our merchandise, buy our CDs. Like I said, we're going to have T-shirts, we're going to have vinyl, many platforms right now to get those available at. Right now we just have CDs. We will have those. And I'm looking forward to 2024. There's going to be a lot of good stuff on the horizon, so I think it's going to be good.
Good news, and I wish you and all in NIMROD continued success and happy holidays and happy New Year, and keep in touch. And I wish the best for you. And anything that you have coming up, please share with me. You could reach me on Facebook, as you know. I'll help share the word, spread the word, and whether it's shows or videos or upcoming tour dates.
Yep.
We're
going to make sure we'll let everybody know, and I appreciate that, Dave.
Oh, yeah, and I'm looking forward to future possibilities of talking to you about, more NIMROD in the future, and also if you are involved in other bands in the future, and your local band, if you get that on the recording stages and need somewhere to talk about, you have a place here to talk about it.
That's awesome. I appreciate it, Dave.
Right. All right. So thank you for being on the holiday special of the Metal Meltdown. We really appreciate your time, and I'm glad that we got to do this. And so the best of you and all your bandmates. And I really hope you get to be coming out here in the New York area with NIMROD. That would be amazing.
Yeah, Chris got some friends over there on the East Coast, so that, like I said, as soon as we have something planned, we're not just going to do like one or two shows. We're going to do a run. So
yeah, I know that there's times the visas become very complicated, and without that visa, you can't get into the state. So hopefully, he'll have no problems with visas and all that nonsense.
I know.
Yeah, and the same for you when you go over to the other side. You know, that's the only. That's probably hopefully that's the only complication, and that hopefully that won't be a complication for you. But those visas, they could always be a problem if they're not handled correctly.
The last few years, it's been a pretty difficult process. Some places, I will say.
Yeah, well, I hope that doesn't linger. I hope that gets repaired so that you could do what you need to do.
Yes. I just was going to say, everybody have a good Christmas, and 2024 thrashing out.
Excellent. All right, let's go crank up some more NIMROD off of Legacy of the Dead. And let's crank it up loud.